there's 3 against this. I mean, Asa, you need to come out and you need to make a statement on this, because that's really bad, you know, like, that's really bad. It's really, really bad on your brand, and it's really bad on Pornhub to have that a part of their brand as well. And I think that you being such a big name in the industry should be called out.
It's considered statute.
And people are afraid to call you out. So, I mean, someone needs, you need to say something. That video went viral like years ago. It was all over Twitter. Yeah, I know. It's resurfaced because there's been another thing, right? So things always resurface. Like, obviously we're getting ready to come right before the Pornhub Awards. So I would assume that, you know, I'm not sure who the person is that posted it, but I like to do these things where you go and you obviously fact check your shit. And you make sure the person that posted it is a real account, right? Somebody that isn't tweeting like against porn, right? All the time, because then you know they're just trying to make drama. But I mean, this video is just not, you can't lie about some of the stuff you said, but it's really crazy. 2 on the end and the shirtless guy are against this. Exactly. Can I ask why this is an issue though when it's over 2 years old? How long are they going to hold this over her head? I mean, here's the thing. You shouldn't be a brand ambassador and be speaking about things if you have stuff like this out there. I'm not saying you shouldn't get to live your life. You shouldn't get to post on the internet. You shouldn't get to have your brand and make your name. I just don't think that you should be a huge brand ambassador. You should just keep idly going by without saying anything, because there's so many people in the porn industry that are mad and upset about it. I think every time, if you have something like this come up, if this is something, even if it's just a verbiage slippage when you're drunk, every time it comes up, you need to defend yourself and your brand relentlessly. And if you don't, I think that's questionable, because if this was just something that you said on a back end and didn't think like, oh shit, it was a big deal, and you actually didn't do any acts, then yeah, you need to constantly be like, oh, sorry, yeah, I'm still learning, blah, 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 you know? But I don't feel that you should have all these like deals that are going to make us look worse if you're the brand ambassador for them. I know she's a big influence on you. Sorry to hear she's maybe not as good as person you thought. People swept everything Bill Cosby did under the rug for decades. The man was a serial rapist, and then he got out again. It's like the R. Kelly syndrome. Like, why should we not hold these things over people's heads? Because this is how people continue to do things like this. But I understand your freight in 3 weeks. What do you mean, Teppertrone? I have no idea. 6 female teachers in the U.S. were arrested last week for indecency against boys. Yeah, that's messed up. Once you do that sort of shit, you should own it. Yeah, the difference is Bill Cosby acted, and that was just a thought experiment amongst friends, and they recorded it. Why would you have a thought experiment that you record while you guys are drinking about sleeping with somebody underage? That makes no sense. I've never slipped into that like thought experiment. So you've never said something bad when no cameras were on? I'm sure I've said a lot of bad things, but I've never said anything like that. I've never said anything like that. No. Boundaries do exist for good reasons. Exactly. Like, Finland is Nordic, but I'm Scandinavian. Hello, what's up, Scandinavian? It used to be a lot worse. My mother started, oh. And then went nowhere. I lived with her for 7 years after that. I'm so sorry, Walden of Calval. That's terrible. I hope you're in a good space right now. I wish you goodness. That's an inky defense she's got. Me? She even said 13-year-old looks like a 13-year-old. Yeah. If I was a girl and she was my father, she'd have been in jail. Exactly. Sometimes I don't get what you guys say. Like, some of you just, oh, I guess you're trying to slip the word in there. Sometimes people feel compelled to speak about their crimes looking for empathy, which can be hard to find for them, often while intoxicated. Yeah. Oh, anytime. Thanks, highest temper. Thank you for the compliment. Billions of legal age potential interest in this world. Underage is inexcusable. I agree with that. I 100% completely agree with that. Protect children at all costs. 100%. I don't even want kids. I hate kids. But protect children at all costs. Like, no doubt in my mind. You shouldn't be talking about things. You shouldn't be imagining things. You shouldn't be doing things. You know, like, we should just protect kids at all costs. Like, it's like a puppy. Like, if I were to be mean to Anaya, she would come back to me and she'd still be like nice to me. And then she'd just grow up and have like a fractured brain. So you need to be nice to kids because when they're developing their brain, you can fracture them. And that's can mess them up for their whole life. I agree, Meg. Shira Kiku, thank you for the 8 months. Howdy. I don't want a kid, but I think we should protect them. I had a friend of a friend who once spilled his guts about cheating on his wife while he was drunk looking for sympathy. And we were like, dude, no, this is your fault. Damn, that sucks. You're like, ah. And then you find out it's your fault. Dog, I'm not sure.